Ministries Council to meet so that we can discuss certain things. On the 17th of March, the health ministries will be putting on a mini health clinic. And this clinic is aimed to help you to know your numbers. And what are these numbers? Yes, you want to know what are these numbers. These numbers, we want you to know your blood pressure reading, your blood sugar reading, your cholesterol reading, and also your BMI. So I am encouraging you all to come out and make use of this service on March 17, starting at 10 a.m. And all mothers who have babies to be blessed, please go around the elders' vestry. I will now hand over to Dr. presentation.
Thank you, Sister Brown. Good morning, church. Good morning, church. I see the sanctuary is full, so I want this 5-minute presentation to be an interactive one. Is that okay? Okay, great. So as Sister Brown said, this month we're focusing on cardiovascular health, right? And stroke really is a part of cardiovascular health. As you can see, the topic there is cerebrovascular accident. And cardiovascular simply means cardio, to do with the heart, vascular, to do with the blood vessels. So cerebrovascular, cerebro meaning brain, and vascular again meaning blood vessels. Excellent. So another way we can put it is cardiovascular, meaning heart and blood vessels. And you know when you can have a heart attack, right? So a cerebrovascular accident or a stroke is a brain attack. So like you have a heart attack in the heart, you can have a brain attack in your brain. And that's really what a stroke is. There are two major types of strokes. One where there's a blocked blood vessel and one where you can have a bleed in the brain, okay? So what we're going to focus on today is really to talk about stroke, what causes it, or what are the risk factors, how we can prevent it. Because that's what we're about, yes? Healthy living until Jesus comes. Yes? Agreed? We don't want to have to suffer these things, so we're hoping that after this presentation we can know how to identify as comes and how to prevent it so that we don't have to experience that. Next slide, please. Okay, risk factors. Without reading the screen, does anybody know what the top 3 risk factors are for a stroke? Not hearing? High blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, exactly. Those are the 3 major risk factors for a stroke. High blood pressure or hypertension, also known as a silent killer, and I'm going to say and explain why. I see far too many people come to hospital saying that, but doc, they told me that I had blood pressure from 5 years ago, but I don't take any medication. Why? Because I don't feel anything. I feel okay. I feel good. So I stopped taking my medication. What do you think will happen when you stop taking the medication? Pressure fly back up in the sky, and you still have high blood pressure, okay? So I want that to be very clear. We do not grow out of high blood pressure. We do not cure it. I mean, yes, with diet and exercise, there are some subsets of people that may lower their pressure without medication, but for the vast majority of people, if you are on medication, you will likely have to be on medication for life. I don't say that you can't try natural remedies because I'm an advocate for that, but you have to check your blood pressure still. So you can't stop taking the medication the doctor gives you and taking your home remedies, your garlic and your coconut water and your, what are some of the other things? I don't even know, leaf of life and these things, fine. But you have to check your pressure still. Because if it's still high, then it means that you have to take your medication. Yes? Everybody understands that clearly? Good. So remember that. You see that in red? Silent killer. It's silent because you won't feel anything. This notion about, oh, I will get a headache, or I feel dizzy, or I feel weak, that's not necessarily the case. When you start getting those symptoms is when it's too late. So please, please, please check your pressures at home, take your medications. The same for diabetes, the same for high cholesterol. You have to visit the doctor and do your checks regularly. Another one that we don't think about very often that affects the vast majority of our population is obesity. Yes? If we, as Sister Brown just talked about, checking our pressures, our sugars, our cholesterols, and BMI. Does anyone know what BMI stands for? Body mass index. Good. So that will tell us if we are within the normal range, if we're underweight, if we're overweight, and then the last category is obese, right? And I fall in the obese category. So you can look at yourselves and measure and see, right? You may not think so. We love to talk about, oh, you have big bones and is in my family. Well, obesity is in your family then. So you have to take stock, right? So we have to get rid of that fat. Good. Next slide, please. Can anyone tell me how to identify a stroke if it happens? See the big letters there? You may not be able to read what's under it, which is good because I'm going to test your knowledge now. So tell me what we should be looking out for. If you're sitting at home and grandma is sitting next to you and you're talking, having good conversation and Sunday dinner, and grandma suddenly stops talking to you, what are some of the signs that we can look out for? Slurred speech, good. What does the F stand for? The F? Face, yes. Facial twisting or facial drooping, good. What does the A stand for? You're reading. Who in the back can't see? What does A stand for? Anybody? Arm weakness. So if there's any weakness of the arm, usually it's one whole side, so the arm and the leg will be weak. So if grandma's sitting down and all of a sudden you see her speech start slur or her face look twisted and then she tried to stand up and she realized she can't lift the foot or can't lift the arm to hold the fork or something's dropping out of the hand, then you can say, yes, the arm weakness. S for speech difficulty, as we said, slurred speech, difficulty pronouncing words, and then T. What's T for? Time. Everything is on time. So we have to recognize the symptoms fast, quick, and then what do we do? Well, that says call 911, but I know that doesn't exist here. So what do we do? Rush to the hospital, please. This going to my doctor down the road or the GP cannot help you because you need a scan and you need to be seen at the hospital, because if you come in time, there are things and medications that we can give you if the stroke is severe in order to reverse the symptoms. So don't go to the GP and then get an appointment to go tomorrow or next week. Please do not do this. Any of those symptoms, go straight to your nearest hospital. So the symptoms again, F for facial drooping or twisting, A for arm or leg weakness, yes, S, speech disturbance or speech difficulty, and T for time to go to hospital. Okay? Excellent. Tell me again the risk factors. Hypertension, diabetes, obesity, cholesterol. Get them under control. Next slide, please. So how do we prevent these? Prevention better than cure. You can see a heart-healthy diet right there. Next slide. Healthy eating, exercise, taking medications as directed. Next slide. And last but certainly not least, happy Sabbath rest. And that's not just on Sabbath, but every day we should have a period of rest, adequate rest. Happy Sabbath, everyone.
Comms department, just seeking your assistance. Happy Sabbath, church.
Here are the announcements from AY Ministry. Join us every Sabbath at 4 p.m. for spiritual and rich programs for all ages. Our vision is to empower young people to grow in relationship with God, embrace His mission, and make a difference in the world. We are commissioned for a mission. That's right. Your AY leadership is encouraging each and every one to take note of the top. Are you ready for our mission? We are excited that this year's Global Youth Day initiative will allow us to thoughtfully contemplate and engage in community projects that are practical, relevant, and sustainable. So what are we going to do? Join the youth across our church as we show up in the communities. We are seeking donations of personal hygiene products and food items to aid in raising care packages for families in need. To make donations, contact the social worker or more details. Let's all show this.
All right, thank you. So I'm here to just show you our Global Youth Day shirts. We will give you information, perhaps next Sabbath or after church today. We'll be sending out the forms for you to purchase these shirts, all right? So as you can see, it says salvation, discipleship, and mission, all right? So we look forward to support, and we also remind you to make your donations as we go out in the city. Thank you.
Okay, happy Sabbath, everyone. Now, today is what? What Sabbath is it? Third Sabbath, yes. And we had mentioned earlier in the year that every third Sabbath we are going to be teaching you communication and new song. Okay, and this song is going to be hymn number 446. So get your hymnals out. Hymn number 446. We're going to be teaching you a new song, and you'll have the opportunity, right, Dr. Price, to sing it in our praise and worship segment. So we'll just teach you 2 verses, and then we'll sing it a little later. Lo, what glorious sight appears to... I need the words first. Number 446 in the new hymnal. Lovely.
Sight appears to our believing eyes. Earth and seas are passed away, and the old rolling skies, and the old rolling skies, and the old rolling skies. The earth and seas are passed away, and the old rolling skies. Oh, that will be joyful, joyful, joyful. Oh, that will be joyful when we meet to part no more. When we meet to part no more on Canaan's happy shore. 'Tis there we'll meet at Jesus' feet when we meet to part no more.
You love that song? Yes, I saw some person singing. Oh, all right, so we'll just do verse 2. Others, you have to ready. Verse 2, attending.
Angels shout for joy and
Great army sing.
Lovely.
mortals behold the sacred seat and
Of descending King, of your descending King, of your descending King. Mortals behold the sacred seat of your descending King.
Chorus.
Oh, that will be joyful, joyful, joyful. Oh, that will be joyful when we meet to part no more. When we meet to part no more on Canaan's happy shore. Since there we'll meet at Jesus' feet when we meet to part no more.
Praise the Lord, and indeed, that's where we will meet at Jesus' feet. See you in Praise and Worship segment.
Happy Sabbath, everyone. And a special welcome to our members and visitors both in the sanctuary and online. Please note the following notices. Our Sunday and Wednesday evening evangelistic series and prayer and praise services continue this week at 7:15 p.m. on the respective evenings. Knee City morning devotions continue on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings at 5 a.m. on Zoom. From the Women's Ministries Department, the 2nd of March will be celebrated as International Women's Day of Prayer. The women are asked to join in a fasting and prayer session beginning after the last meal on Friday till the end of divine service, with a special session being held between 7 and 9 a.m. on Sabbath morning. The following Sunday, which is the 3rd of March, a hybrid meeting dubbed Yet Still I Rise will be held to discuss abuse. The EJC Women's Retreat will be held on October 17 to 24. If you are interested, you may speak to Sister Cadine Green or Natalie Mackenzie. From the men's ministries, our inaugural men's outreach to the South Coast is planned for March 24, 2024. Men ages 11 and onwards are invited to register. Further details will be supplied by the head of the department. Next Saturday evening will be games night. Plan, prepare, stretch, and be ready to participate. There will be men's choral practice immediately after divine service today. From the health department, you are being reminded of the upcoming blood drive on March 10. Prepare by hydrating and consuming foods high in iron, and keep your blood sugar and pressure in check. From Sabbath School, Teachers Sabbath School class begins next Sabbath at 9:15 a.m. on the balcony. From the Pathfinders Club, club continues tomorrow. Is practice this evening. However, the sanctuary choir will have practice this afternoon at 3 p.m. From the Education Department, an education rally put on by the EJC will be held on the 24th of February at the Constant Spring SDA Church. The theme is Doing More in 2024. We are being asked to support this program. This is the first reading of transfer of membership for Nicholas Robinson to the Sydenham SDA Church in St. Catherine and Novelet Miller to Burnside Valley SDA, Rock Hall, St. Andrew. Again, this is the first reading of transfer of membership for Nicholas Robertson to Sydenham SDA in St. Catherine and Novelet Miller to the Burnside Valley SDA Church, Rock Hall, St. Andrew. The health personnel on duty today is Dr. Abby Noel Price. Is Dr. Price in the sanctuary? Or she is upstairs. So if you have any health difficulties, you may see her. And our nugget for today comes to us from Psalm 37, 4-5. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you your heart's desires. Commit everything you do to the Lord. Trust him, and he will help you. Have a happy Sabbath.
Pleasant happy Sabbath to you, brothers and sisters. I hope you had a good week. All right. Nobody had a good week. Hope you had a good week. Great. The fact that you are here means that you had a good week. None of you are lying somewhere else that you don't want to be. That means you had a good week. If you were in the morgue or in the hospital, then we would say the week was not good for you. But you are in church. And we are giving thanks to God for bringing us here safely. Isn't that so? God is good. It's now pastor's time. I have a few announcements. And I'm looking in the congregation and I'm seeing Elder and Sister Wigan. Welcome back. Good to see you. And I'm seeing Sister Weeda and Tavia. Good to have you. And there are others who are here. Welcome as well. We thank God for his goodness and his grace towards us. Sister Danielle Jones is not feeling well today. We are asked to pray for her. She is the leader of the education department. Sisters Kian Campbell and Pearline Harris, they are asking for prayers and visits where possible because they are not well, as they are not feeling well. I have Sister Pearline Harris' number as 876-788-1313. That's 778-778-1313. Pearline Harris and Kian Campbell, that is the sister of Winsome Dale. Her number is 343-3455. There'll be a prayer meeting for the family of Samantha Willis at 40 Abbeville Avenue, Patrick City, this evening. I'm not sure of the time. Anyone know the time? I'm not sure of the time. But this is put on by the Willis family, and they are thanking the church for their support during their time of bereavement. The funeral service will be tomorrow for Samantha at New Haven here at 11 o'clock. Next Sunday, the 25th, and the time is 10 a.m. at Mogotty SDA Church. A bus leaves here 7:30 a.m. sharp, and if you need information, you can see Sister Reed, which is the church secretary. And there's the funeral service for Noel Coke will be next Sunday at 11 a.m. at the Troy SDA Church. Interment will be in the Troy SDA Church. Interment will be in the Troy Cemetery. And there will be an emergency board meeting this evening immediately after Vespers, and following that, an elders meeting right after the board meeting in the elders vestry. Bible class continues this evening at 3:30 p.m. Crusade, which starts March 3. Pastor Griffiths, your time.
Thank you, Elder. You know that we have been talking about the Busy People program, and that program is just around the corner. It needs all of us to remind our friends and our neighbors about this program. And if we don't go, what happened? If we don't go, so it behoves each and every one of us to do our part, because the mission for 2024 is doing more in 2024. So just in case someone here is feeling a little down, I ask you to pray that the Lord will lay some soul upon your heart. Lord, lay some soul upon my heart and win some soul through me. And may I do my part to win some soul for you. When you do your part, the Lord will do the rest. So let's do more for the Lord in 2024.
All right, one late announcement. Ushers and usherettes, you have a meeting immediately after divine service. That's ushers and usherettes, both new and old, a meeting immediately after divine service. We have two babies to be blessed. Brown and Roberts. I won't attempt to call the first name because I don't want to get in any trouble. So Brown and Roberts, please come forward for the babies to be blessed. Elders, please come and assist. Where are the babies? Where are the parents for the babies? Brown and Roberts. It's good to see when parents bring their children to be blessed. Jesus was to them. Suffer. That is how Jesus wants us as the little children to come unto me and forbid them not. We want to see you when you have your babies. We want to see the children in church, and we want to see you in church as well. Because they will be living by example. And the examples that you set, that is what they will follow. So we want you to set the right example right off the bat. So just as you bring them today, we want you to make an effort to bring them every Sabbath. Not to send them, but to bring them so that they can learn the way of the Lord, because you have seen the importance of them being blessed. We want you to see the importance of them coming to know Jesus, whom to know is life eternal. So I'm going to ask Pastor Griffiths and Elder Morris to take the babies in their hands, and they're going to be praying. In their hands, and they're going to be praying at this time. Congregation, please stand, because you are standing in support of these children, because you too want to see them in the kingdom of God. They have seen the need